after taking a 1-0 series lead over the Cavs in the land.
I'm very confident. Orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies. Did you see Jalen Brunson? Did you see him show up in that second half and ball the way that he balled out? Did you see Julius Randle fresh back from the sprained ankle? Did you see how he performed? Did you see Josh Hart come off the bench when nobody else was giving you anything offensively and it gave you 17 and 10? I'm telling you right now. And did you see Mobley and Josh Allen? My man Jalen called it Butterfingers. They didn't seem all together. I don't know whether it was the pressure of the moment or anything like that. I don't know what was going on. All I know is this. Donovan Mitchell, who should have been a Knick, still dropped 38, put on a show, was doing his thing, and it still wasn't enough. The New York Knicks have taken game one. They have control of the series right now. They got home court advantage. I like what I'm seeing. Orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies. Let's roll. Let's roll. Let's roll.
All right. Major injuries to superstars this weekend. Let's get you up to speed. Sorry to be a little depressing after that from Stephen A. Giannis Antetokounmpo exits its first-round matchup Game 1 versus the Heat with a lower back contusion. Mike Budenholzer said after their Game 1 loss that Giannis had an X-ray, came back clear, that he'll be monitored, and we'll see how he wakes up today. Meanwhile, in the West, Ja Morant shouted in pain as he ran off the court, holding his right hand midway through the fourth quarter of Sunday's Game 1 against the Los Angeles Lakers. X-rays negative, but Morant described his status for Wednesday's Game 2 as in jeopardy. Ja dealing with a lot this season. Here he is.
How hard is this right now? Obviously, this is what you work all season for, is the playoffs, and to go down with an injury you've been dealing with for the last couple of weeks.
Tough, man. Especially, with everything I've been through pretty much, this season. My main focus was to, be out there for my guys. Another, incident where, that's pretty much in, jeopardy. So.
Coach said that the x-rays were negative, so that's some good news. Any doubt in your mind you're going to be able to play Wednesday night in Game 2?
Yeah.
All right. Both the Bucks and Grizzlies lost Game 1. Perk, you heard Ja right there. Is it a bigger deal if Ja or Giannis can't go in Game 2?
Well, it's a bigger deal to me if Giannis can't go in Game 2. I didn't have the Grizzlies winning with Ja Morant, but if Giannis can't go in Game 2, I didn't have the Grizzlies winning with Ja Morant because of Steven Adams and Brandon Clark. But when I think about Giannis and what I watched yesterday with the Miami Heat, if Giannis don't come back, the Heat is going to win that series. And it's solely on the back of Jimmy Butler. And I love what Drew Holiday brings to the table. Chris Middleton had a 30-plus piece last night, and it was very, very quiet. It really didn't affect the game like that. But when you talk about missing Giannis, the best player in the world, the most dominant player in the world, going against Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, guys that are playing with a chip on their shoulder, even without Tyler Hero, they still have some guys that can ball out. Hell, he pulled out Duncan Robinson. We haven't seen him in so long. So when I look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they can't get past the Miami Heat or no team in my eyes without Giannis Antetokounmpo being available. And I think Stephen appreciate this because who's the matchup for the next round? Would you rather see the Bucks or would you rather see the Heat if you're the New York Knicks?
Well, I understand where you're coming from. The reason why we have a difference of opinion is because I had the Memphis Grizzlies winning if Ja Morant was completely healthy. Hell, I think they might have won yesterday if Ja Morant hadn't gotten hurt. That's just how I feel about it. And without him, I give Memphis no chance. No chance at all. To me, it is a foregone conclusion that the Los Angeles Lakers will advance to the Western Conference semifinals because Ja Morant is that pivotal, particularly with the absence of Brandon Clark and Steven Adams. But mainly because Ja Morant is just that dude. He's a superstar in this game, and he's definitely needed. And without him, how are you going to offset what LeBron James and Anthony Davis is going to give to you, whether directly or through inspiration and motivation to Hachimura and Reeves and D'Angelo Russell and everything like that. And so for me, when I think about the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks, here's what I've been saying all year long. Look at the year Brook Lopez has been having. Look at the year Bobby Portis has had. Look at the year Drew Holiday has had, along with these other parts that they've had, along with the exceptional coaching of Mike Budenholzer. Because of the troubles that Miami has had offensively, the roller coaster ride that they've been on throughout the season, although it would be significantly harder, and some would even say that Miami would win this series over Milwaukee if Milwaukee doesn't have Giannis. It's not a foregone conclusion because we never know what we're going to get from Miami. What we got from Miami against Chicago was not what we got Miami the game before that against Atlanta. Yesterday, Tyler Hero goes down. They play well, but Giannis gets hurt. I'm saying when you look at Milwaukee, especially with some practice time. Obviously, Giannis goes down during the game, so you have to alter it in that degree. But you got an off day or a couple of the days to prepare before your next game. I look at their experience, their cohesiveness, the way that they've played together, the championship pedigree that most of them have, along with the exceptional coaching of Budenholzer, and I still give them a chance against Miami without Giannis. I give Memphis no chance at all without Morant against the Lakers.
But one point you failed to make is that Jimmy Butler might be the only player in the league that goes from we get to wondering, is he going to make an all-star game to actually go to, when the playoffs start, being a top 5 to top 7 player in the league. That's how much he elevates his game. And when you have a guy like that is capable of taking over not only a game, but a series, that is a problem. And I understand Drew Holiday is an elite defender, but I also watched Drew Holiday get torched by Jimmy when they tried to put him on him. He's just so good, man. He's so good moving without the ball. And he's big, he's physical. He does all the little things. And then let me say this. People were surprised about Kevin Love in game 1. I wasn't. Why are you surprised, or how people were surprised about Kevin Love when this guy has went to multiple finals, has won the NBA championship, has knocked down big shots and had big games and big moments on the biggest stage, and we talk about a first-round series? That guy, Kevin Love, came out and gave the Miami Heat exactly what they needed. Another offensive threat that you could pay attention to. Now all of a sudden it gives Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler more room to operate. And I can't preach enough on guys like Max Strus and those guys to that nature who comes in, who don't have a household name, but they get the job done. They get it done.
Well, they'll have to.
And I'm telling you.
They'll have to now that Hero is out. Now that Hero is out, they'll have to.
Yeah, they'll have to, and that's fine. To the point where you still got Victor Oladipo over there on the floor.
Well, listen, I'm not saying they can't win. I'm not saying they can't. That we all know that without Giannis, Miami should be favored. I'm saying that it's not beyond the realms of comprehension that a team that knows how to play together the way that Milwaukee does, with some of the pieces that they have, can still win that series. I'm saying ain't no way in hell Memphis is beating the Lakers without Ja Morant. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Stephen A., I remember you thought that the Lakers could potentially lose in the first round, and then I asked Perk, and Perk said, I think they can go to the finals. Where do you stand on that now, based on some of these injuries and what you've seen just one game in?
Well, I see the Lakers winning this series. But then they would go up against Golden State or Sacramento. Mm-hmm. And I believe it ends there. I believe it. Now, I hope I'm wrong. We all know why. I mean, it's Southern California. I mean, there's nothing else to say. We know I don't root against the Lakers, just like I don't root against Miami. But being realistic, I mean, I personally, I just look at the shooting ability of both teams. And more so Golden State and the Sacramento, the speed and the youth and the legs. Obviously, the Lakers could give them a problem because Anthony Davis in the post, if he's healthy, you understand? But if you're Sacramento, what you going to do? You're going to make him run. Lakers going to try to slow it down, slow him up, slow him down. That's going to be the strategy. But I still wouldn't pick the Lakers to beat either.
Mark, and are you still in the same spot?
I am, Molly. I got
Okay.
the Lakers going to the finals. And here's the thing about SA. He just talked every bit about the Lakers and the Kings and the Golden State Warriors. And I keep coming on here preaching to you about that it's two sides of the basketball.
Right.
It's a defensive side of things. And that's exactly what the Lakers do. They actually have shown us time and time again that they have an on switch when it's time for them to click it on the defensive side of things.
Right.
Did you see LeBron James in the fourth quarter last night, Stephen A?
Yes, I did.
Did you see him?
Yeah.
Did you see him? He did absolutely nothing offensively. Nothing. He actually took a back seat to Austin Reeves and
they were balling.
Rui Hachimura. So, okay, but he took a back seat. But, okay, so how do you impact the game now? What I saw out of him and Anthony Davis was defensively. And defense win you championships. And so when I look at the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors series, the Golden State Warriors been suspect the entire year defensively on the road. It wasn't no surprise that the Kings had it their way, getting bucket after bucket however they wanted to, getting to their spots, getting downhill to the basket, finishing at the rack. It wasn't no surprise. But what's going to happen, just like it happened with the Phoenix Suns and the Clippers, what's going to happen when them elbows get tightened up and them boxes and them driving gaps ain't there no more?
Well, let me retort. Let me provide a retort. First of all, you're right. Nobody's acting like defense doesn't exist or whatever. But you look at the points and you look at the way the game is called in this day and age, where you can get called for a foul for passing gas, for crying out loud. I mean, you just look at the way that they invent ways to help you score, and obviously. You got to put the ball through the hoop, and you're gonna have ample opportunities to do just that. And in the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings, you got two elite offenses. So I'm thinking along the lines that if you are the Lakers, even if you play exceptional defense, which I suspect you will, you're gonna have to put up about 110 a game in order to win. That's how I view it. And I think that yesterday was an aberration. Hachimura, very, very impressive. Most points for